organization, and because of renaming some of my stuff, suddenly nothing for my layouts is here. So I have just a half-assed background where I started to get that working. Oh, and I picked a weird track for this one, wow. So, in the process of getting everything ready, I hadn't really decided on paper, even. I do have these. I don't even have my light on, look at that. I'm a mess today. Boy. Alright, so, luckily I keep most of my materials nearby, but I apologize for everything. I was trying to get my backgrounds finished, because I wanted to do more of a oceany layout. Actually, I'm going to shift this panel over just a touch so you can at least see my little skeleton mermaid. So I swapped out our gold flourish, I toned it blue, because I thought that would be a pretty change. Kind of like ocean waves, moved it down a little bit so I could imply that further. Don't have any of my overlay or messages, so yeah. You're gonna see a lot of things change in the next day. Alright, so at this point I am taking out the prompt list. And we're gonna go with one of these toned mixed media pads for today's. So as far as ideas for what we're doing with these prompts, for one, we're going to be working strictly pencil and line work. Maybe an occasional wash if I don't feel like cross-hatching is best suited for adding some detail. And what else? There's something else I was going to say. Yeah, any of the tone backgrounds, those would be removed if I'm going to move towards doing prints for like coloring pages. I remember the volume was a little skewed yesterday, so I'm just going to move this down just a touch. So yesterday's stream I was competing with it just a bit. So let's see, we have tone tan, tone gray, and tone blue. I think I have something in one of these. Yes, I do. There's some passed out work in this one. I'm using Conte pencils, actually. We have a little furry friend. Her face is just a touch askew. The nose should be just over here, just a touch. But not bad for a first try doing pets. I don't do pet portraits normally. So that was a fun challenge for me. I'm not really feeling the tan today. I probably won't go into the tan much unless we're doing kind of like a beachy scene, maybe. So we'll leave that alone. Let's see, we have Flower, Mermaid, and Lighthouse are the 3 prompts on today's list. I'll go ahead and pop the list up here. I found 3 different prompt lists and I liked them all. And I looked at all of how these matched up together. And I think the only one that's going to be maybe a little bit weird to do in just line work is this one. Galaxy, Loch Ness Monster, and Winter. Kind of an odd combination. I don't know if that one will work. We'll find out when we get there. As far as today, I'm kind of leaning towards either the gray or the blue. The blue is a very muted blue. They're both kind of odd colors. The gray will definitely look more tan because of my yellow cast for lighting. Still have to wait for that warranty replacement. So we shall see. The only way you can really tell the difference between the gray and the tan in this light is when you see the tan next to it. There is more of a cool cast to that. Oh, hey, we need the light. Alright, so I think today I'll be working in the gray book. Just move on along with that. Luckily these are all nearby, so I didn't have to dig for them. Great, so Flower Mermaid Lighthouse. To shift this over just a touch over and hold counter that. And just a quick pop over onto Twitch. Say hi, everybody. So whether you're new to the stream, you know, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're old to the stream, also thank you for joining me. Glad you decided to stick around when I moved into a new challenge. So this should be interesting. Alright, so we'll see how quickly we can knock out something. So, mermaid, lighthouse, flower. You know what? I'm going to write them up here, so that way I can't forget. Well, the actual order of them was flower, mermaid, lighthouse. That way I am less likely to forget what I'm doing in the middle of this. I am kind of feeling the vertical framing. I'm sure some of these will do horizontals. First thing I think of, happy little lighthouse tower. I'm sure we're gonna get some weird songs today. Just general ideas for his placement. So we're looking up at this lighthouse, we're not gonna see everything. A lot of times you have like a little bit of a fence coming around this platform, just in case someone's walking around this area. I'm probably going to move this all over the place. I apologize if they catch you off guard. The point of this for me is, one, work on speed for sketching, and two, for me to get some line work done too. I don't get to play with line work as much as I'd like, so when I thought of this challenge, I thought, well, how do I do this a little bit different than Wonderland? Where I was working on several pieces that were all part of a larger composition. Well, I liked that. I also want to get other stuff done. I feel like from this angle you're going to see a little bit into the roof of the structure. I don't know what they do at the top of lighthouses. Let's go find a general reference. So this is something I wanted to do ahead of time. All my stuff is behind. Just, yeah, I gotta sleep sometimes, so while I do want to knock out as much work as I can, I do also need to sleep. Okay, so generally a little bit of a conical shape. And some type of like finial at the top I'm seeing with a lot of these. I'm not basing this off of any one in particular. Just wanted a vague start to this structure. And I'm already loosely considering composition. So we have this about a third of the page in, and then our other big significant point I'm going to offset a little bit. So nothing is centered. It'll make this a more interesting composition. Weird ass slide whistle stuff today. I'm sorry, I'm cursing today. I don't know if that's amusing or annoying. You'll have to let me know your thoughts. But every once in a while, it's a thing. This would be something that lights up. Or maybe a fire goes in there. I don't know. Something is implied is in there. Now we could do some lights on the side. My lines are skewed. That's what's going on with this. Like, this whole thing looks lopsided. So tomorrow we'll be in for some more changes to the formatting here. We'll have changes in the music. I chose the keyword pirate. There were no playlists that met this, so it's just we're listening to random tracks that came up for search for pirate. And be trying out a different music list entirely tomorrow as we move forward. I'll clean these lines up as I go because we're going to go into inking so soon after this. I'm just going to do one random light, not light, window. Alright. We have our one window here. The rest of the structure would probably be inland, I'm guessing. Craggy rocks. Just scribble. Scribble. You see how I'm holding it off to the side? I don't have a lot of control. It's just kind of doing its own thing. And just let it get all wiggly. And you see how different that is to where I'm doing like controlled lines here. And it's just loose, relaxed. Let the scribbles come. Alright, I don't know what's going on further inland. Maybe this isn't inland. Maybe this is just our jagged, rocky little point. So we have stuff going on over here. Over there. Maybe this is an island. Maybe water comes around over here. Add kind of a horizon line. We'll have water coming down here. Alright, so now, wait, let's get to the bottom. Flower and mermaid. I had an idea for just lighthouse and flower. I was just gonna have like a flower right here up in the front where you can see it, like just floating on the water and the lighthouse in the background, but now that we've got the third list here, that complicates things by adding mermaid into the mix. There's variations here, make me think I have stray eraser bits. Meantime, I'll add more craggy, rocky bits. Maybe a rocky bit here, just off the shore of this little island area. Around the beach. More like that. More like that. There we go. We got a beachy area at the base of our rocks. You know what, we'll just have this beachy area go behind the rock. Correct all of that. Good, we're still got good time. We have this rock over. Okay, so into the water will go. We'll just have a mermaid, I guess. Over here. Right, so quick look on the Tweeches. Hey! Hello, Rowdy Rowdy. So you'll have to let me know what you think of the background. I have some of the overlays ready, but I'm not happy with how the background is sitting with the other elements yet. So we'll see. Just kind of working on the tail a bit. I'm just gonna have that dipping down below the waves. Let's change the shape of this a little more. Here's a rocky area to help support our mermaid here. Alright, and upper torso. I think I'm going to have her facing the lighthouse. Just trying to make sure this looks right, that like her body weight is actually on the surface. That there's going to be some distortions because we have, you know, soft, squishy parts that bend and flex when we have pressure sitting against it. So, general things to be mindful of. Back. I feel like she's still not right. I haven't really depicted like rib cage versus not rib cage. I'm just trying to do that as like a fairly smooth form. Rambling about this mermaid. Figure out how I want her body to be. This hand is kind of like up as if she's gonna be climbing the rocks. I don't know. The texture of this paper is going to make this removing the that when I scan really interesting. We'll need to do a very contrasting ink color. It'll be easy for it to be separated from that background. I think that's pretty straight. This is not so much. I'll bring that in just a touch. Okay, we're only 20 minutes in, so I'm still good on sketching time. I'm not trying to give myself so many details that I can't get this done in a reasonable amount of time. The stem going right through her hand, and then we're about to have a nice curving line. I'll be able to erase that once I lay the rest of the ink around her. Yeah, we're going in here with some fine lines. Alright, and my apologies. My daughter is gaming a little bit loudly. Alright, so now she's got a rose in her hand. Still don't like how this curve is sitting. It makes her whole upper torso seem a little wider than it should be. It looks like I'm just going to write out in mute unless I actually have something important to say. Alright, so you'll have to let me know your thoughts on the composition. Should I go ahead and scale the mermaid up a bit? Or are we just going to stick with a nice tiny girl up here? I do want to add like an ending of these rocks. And they will not be under the water yet. The water is a little bit lower. We're almost at the halfway point, and I need to go ahead and get that finalized. We can move on. Hopefully I can do enough fine lines for this. I probably will go ahead and use a marker just for what her scale is today, instead of breaking out my my ink and nib. Though I will definitely do some of these with ink and a nib. It'll be a metal dip pen. Calligraphy nib. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and freeze that. It's too many words for the same thing. Alright, so at this point I am taking that out. Crazy, I've been muted for a while where I thought I was talking. So that's fun stuff. Anyway, this is just like the last month. It was just thing after thing after thing went wrong, but at least now I know I'm saving my videos, so those will be saved to Twitch as I'm streaming them, as well as they're also saved locally on my computer, so I'll have the videos that way too. I'm gonna lay in. I kind of feel like, even though these elements are for the lighthouse and the mermaid, I kind of feel like these rocks are my thing today. I'm gonna come in here with just a bit of a brush. I think maybe I'll redo that line a little bit too. This paper texture is really good for this too. It's made up here. Get a little bit bolder with that line. There's some deeper shading. This little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna touch up a little bit of this rock. Just a little bit of line variation will help make her a little bit more of the focus. Just gonna do these two. Do little intersections, and that should help bring a little bit more of the focus down here when your eye comes down. Don't mind if this part is a little more straight, because that could be human engineering. Makes sense when you have human structures. I'd say man-made structures. Little line. Bring that around. I kind of feel like the island is our main character here, even though there is that mermaid. And switch back over to the 0.3. Go ahead and just do some of these subtle wave shapes. A line to suggest the beach. Same as around here. Alright, so as I'm going along, I feel like some of this feels a little bit lopsided. I'm going to put in this little bit of highlight. From this far out, I see these more as just highlights on the water. But that's kind of getting in the way of the rest of this little island. So I'm just gonna do a really narrow line for like the beach on this side. Just started under the rocks, I guess. Maybe just like that. I'm not in love with these. I kind of wish I hadn't done the second line on them. But that's alright. Let's see, we have 15 minutes and we just have the top of the lighthouse to do. Really like this line. Not a fan. Oh well. So just about done. I feel like this top part of the lighthouse should be just in shadow. Something like panels for the windows. Something in the center for a lighting element. When you've seen a real lighthouse, you'll have to let me know how badly I messed that up. I do see a lot of these areas as being like really dark, but I'll leave that up to whoever's deciding to color it. The only thing I'm like, I specifically want to blot this into silhouette is up here. I want this to be silhouette. Maybe we should do a sky. Well, if we're gonna do a sky, then the lighthouse needs to be on. I forgot the water line down here. That's why you can't see her tail. This. And then the sticker on my desk decided to fall off. My daughter gave me a little rainbow sticker. It's been sitting on my desk for ages now. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip this track ahead. I know it's like, okay, so what do I want to do for 10 minutes? We're back into our, what I would consider more piratey music. What do you think? Do we need a sky? Sky, some stars, anything? I don't think I really have but I don't know if I have a good circle size over here to be popping a moon in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna see what this looks like. We just have a light beam coming out both sides. I don't know if they come out both sides or not. I'm gonna take a look and see what it looks like. Ooh, that was off. I'm gonna see at the top of this. The camera's right where I would want my face to be. I don't know how many times I'm going to redraw this little line. Just to get that to match up. Is that good? Does that work? Just gonna see if I like it. I think it would be one-sided light. We'll go ahead and get rid of this. Reserve it to there. So I found this lid for my masking fluid. It's the really fine tip one that has a nozzle. So now I do have a circle to be our moon here. I think, since we know now that it's nighttime, I kind of feel like doing a little bit darker water areas. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I'll hate it, I don't know. Find out. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm messing with this too much. Yeah, definitely mess with that too much. That's alright. You're not gonna like everything about every single piece that you do. And if you do, there's a problem because it means you're not seeing that you are still capable of growth and change. And there's slowly trying to shift this similar. We are technically out of time. I started a little bit late today, so I'm going to keep going for just another minute and just see what I can do as far as reshaping some of this. The good thing about this challenge is it's really going to push me to doing water more often. Strokes you're good with 2 moose. Yeah, I don't know if that's very accurate, but you know what? It's a little abstract. It's a little weird. Darkens the edge here. This side, I'm not happy with that. How the rocks go into the beach. Okay, fine. But how the beach goes into the water. This shape feels wrong. And I probably need to bring it around this way. But this is too flat of an angle. Maybe this needs to come up more. But either way, this edge is too abrupt. I don't like it. And these two being so close to meeting, I don't like either. I should have brought this down a little bit and put it behind the rocks. But it's not bad for a first day. Not bad for a lot of freehanding and a lot of random. So I think I'm happy so far. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me in the midst of today's chaos. And we'll be seeing some more changes in that background in the very near future. So that'll be a fun and welcome part of this process, is watching how things improve over the next few days. I think that's most of the graphite that I'd left in place that isn't covered. But I think we're in a good spot. So I want to welcome you all to the new challenge of MerMay, and see you tomorrow. So instead of keep painting, I guess it's keep drawing for this month. Alright, bye.